Dear friends, I am Kumar Vivek, AVP Services in Goods and Services Tax Network. You must be aware that the government has announced that with effect from 1st April 2020, e-invoicing will be compulsory for certain categories of taxpayers. Now, with the introduction of the e-invoicing concept, taxpayers are having certain concerns. For example, is it going to affect my business? Is it going to change my day-to-day transactions? Or is it going to add one more layer of GST compliance burden on me? And so on. So even if you are having some of these confusions, don't worry. Today I am here to debunk all the myths related to GST e-invoices and tell you what people have been thinking and what the reality is. Myth number 1. There is a need to issue invoices through the centralized GST portal. But the reality is, you would continue to issue invoices in the same way that you have been doing till now. The only thing that is required from your side is that you would generate the invoice reference number for each invoice that you have issued by using your ERP billing or accounting software. Myth number 2. The generation of IRN might take several minutes and it will affect my day-to-day business. But the reality is, the invoice registration portal or the IRP will assign the IRN to your e-invoice in no time. Moreover, more than one IRPs will be made available for generation of IRN. Myth number 3. There is a need to issue invoices for all types of transactions. But the reality is, e-invoicing is compulsory only for business-to-business transactions and exports at this stage. Myth number 4. If I am not using a billing, accounting or ERP softwares, I won't be able to issue e-invoices. But the reality is, the government has provided 8 billing and accounting softwares free of cost to all the taxpayers. These accounting and billing softwares can be used by you for creation of e-invoices. Myth number 5. E-invoice will add one more layer of GST compliance. On the contrary, e-invoice is going to reduce your compliance burden. In fact, with e-invoices, your ANX1 and ANX2 will get auto-populated. Moreover, even your e-way bill will get auto-generated with the help of e-invoices. Myth number 6. The invoice reference number assigned to the invoice by the IRP will be my invoice number. But the reality is, the invoice reference number is only for the purpose of reference. The actual invoice number will be the one that you have mentioned in the invoice. Myth number 7. The businesses would be required to make a lot of changes to become e-invoice compliant. But the reality is, you are not supposed to make many changes. However, your billing, accounting or ERP software companies would have to introduce small changes to become e-invoice compliant. Myth number 8. There will be separate invoice formats for different categories of taxpayers. But the reality is, there is only one uniform standard for e-invoicing. However, in the invoice format released by GSTN, there are certain mandatory and optional fields that the taxpayers have to fill depending upon the business transaction. I hope I have been able to debunk the most common myths about GST e-invoices. So why are you waiting for? Start the trial of e-invoices today and become a part of India's journey towards one nation, one tax, one invoice.